What's up, folks? Welcome back to another episode of Garden State Geek here, and today we're gonna do a special Valentine's Day deck list or deck profile, I should say. What better deck profile for Valentine's Day than King Piccolo? Great red leader out there in the meta right now. An amazing deck, a fun deck, keeps you as the player of the deck, keeps you on the edge of your seat because you gotta be real careful. So let's get into it. His permanent, you start the game at 6 life. It's a little dangerous, but we'll get into why it's not as scary as it sounds. When this card attacks, you may choose up to one red Namekian or Demon Clan card in your hand and place it in your life face up. If you do, add one card from your life to your hand. When your life is at 2 or less, or you have 2 or more life flipped face up, and may draw 3 cards, then place the top card of your deck in your life and flip this card over. So let's get to his Awakened side, where he gets crazy. When this card attacks, choose up to 3 red Namekian or Demon Clan cards in your hand, place them in your life face up, then add that many cards from your life to your hand. Activate battle once per turn. If you have red Namekian or Demon Clan cards flipped face up in your life, place the top card of your deck in your life face up, then combo with one face up red Namekian Demon Clan card in your life. That's where this deck gets crazy on the Awakened side. But let's get into the cards in the deck. So we start off, we're running 4, let's go with the fancy one, of King Piccolo Dragon Ball Obsession. When this card is played, look at up to 5 cards on the top of your deck, add 1 red Namekian or Demon Clan card with the energy cost of 4 or less, or 1 red Unicorn card with a specified cost, 2 among them, cheer, and then shuffle your deck. This card is amazing. It really does help you find things at specific times, like a card we'll go into later on that evolves into this card, or if you're really hurting for that unison. It's just, this card is crazy. It's a great turn 1 play. I know some other people think there's a better turn 1 play. It's depending on your matchup, I feel like, but great card. Must have 4 of in the deck. The next card I run 2 of just because it's another target for a card in the deck, and that's 2 of King Piccolo Yearning for Youth. When you play this card, draw 1 card and activate me once per turn. Pay 2 red. If your leader card is red, this card gets plus 11k power and critical for the turn. If life is at 5 or more, deal 1 damage. This is literally just an extra evolve target for the 4-dot Piccolo that we will get into. One of the main workhorses of the deck. And for our last 1-drop battle card wise, we have Piano, Reign of Terror. If your leader card is a red King Piccolo card, when a card is placed in your life face up from any area other than your life, draw 1 card. Great. If your leader card is a red King Piccolo card and you flip 1 face-up card in your life face down, when this card is placed in your drop area from your battle area by an opponent's skill, play this card from your drop area with its skills negated for the turn. His first ability is amazing. This is a great turn 1 play, again, depending on what you're up against and how aggressive they are. Not a bad turn 1 play. Here's one other thing you might do other than this battle card. We'll get to that later. And his second ability about flipping a card over, I used it once, didn't work out for me. I should have left it because if someone's going to kill him, he's kind of just let him go. I don't feel like you really need to keep him out for long, but if you do, you do. But to me, it's not a vital skill here. Followed up, we have our first 2-drop here. 2 of the Piccolo Jr. Eradicator apiece. We literally have him in the deck for the 6-drop, but he's kind of a placeholder right now. I only run 2 of them, and it's his whole purpose is for the 6-drop. If it gets KO'd, you can play a Piccolo Jr. from your life. And this is the card, but I've had too many situations where I've never had him in the life. And most of the time, by the time I get to the 6-drop, we're either at the end of the game or damn close. So I would replace him immediately with the TP pack Piccolo Jr. I don't have him currently. I think now I might just replace them with topos. I think it's just a better option. Um, but if you have it and you can make it work, it's a great card. Let's just go over his abilities. Energy exhaust, double strike, alliance. If your leader card is red, this card gains power equal to total power of this card. Switch to rest mode by this skill for the battle. Draw 2 cards. If your opponent has 3 or more life, deal 1 damage to him. When you can get it off, it's great. I just never can, and I never have them in the in energy, so I don't have a green energy. It's almost pure red energy. And then our next 2 drop is our super combo. We obviously play 4 of Dependable Warrior Piccolo. Basic super combo. If your league card is red and your life is at 4 or less, when you combo this card, draw 1 card. Why we play the super combo? You can search it with the 1 drop or any other abilities. It can also be placed in your life to swap out cards with. It's a great card. Now we're going to get into the bulk and the main engine of this deck, which is our Demon Clan cards. We play 4 of Symbol, Reign of Terror. His auto, at the end of a battle where this card was used in a combo from your play this card. The main point of this deck is you're playing all these Demon Clan cards from your life with no consequences. Upside is he also doesn't have unique, so you can play as much of him as you want. If your leader card is a red King Piccolo card, choose up to 1 of your red unison cards with Rejuvenate in its skill text, and you will place 1 red Demon Clan card from your drop arrow under it. If you do, draw 1 card, then 1 add marker to this card. Symbol is not your main choice of Demon Clan you're going to be playing. We'll be going into those here in a second. But he does help you with one of the other Demon Clan cards and another option. But I still think he's a must-have at 4 because you want to see Demon Clan cards. You got to have them in your hand. You got to be able to put them in the life. And let's get into the most important Demon Clan member. Our boy Drum, Reign of Terror. Barrier, blocker, same as before. If you combo with him from your life, play this card. If your leader card is Red King Piccolo, when this card is played, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards and gets minus 10k. This is a 4 of, guaranteed. This card is insane. Barrier blocker for 15k, and you can swarm the field with him very easily. This card was the workhorse of keeping. This is why starting at 6 life isn't as scary as you might think, because you have this amazing blocker, and you're also going to probably awaken by turn 2, depending on how you play it. This guy he held off so many decks at bay. We'll get into matches I had with it, but he is amazing. Best card in the whole deck, or out of the Demon Clans, I should say. Followed up by our last member of the Demon Clan, good old Tambourine. At the end of battle, the same thing. You combo with him for life, you play him. He's got unique though, so you can't have multiple of them on the field, so pay attention to stuff like that. I did make a mistake in playtesting. If your leader card is a Red King card and you either have 3 or more face-up cards in your life, or a red unison card in play with cards under it, when this card attacks, switch this card to active mode and gets plus 5k. So more or less, he's a 20k dual attack, as long as you have 3 cards flipped up, or you have a card underneath your unison. And we'll get into unison, but that's where Symbol comes in, real helpful. Sometimes he gets that card underneath for you and makes this guy an active 20k with dual attack. So you can apply pressure so quickly and so crazy with this deck. Now we're going to get into our finish up with the 3 drops here, and then we'll get into some of the most amazing cards in this deck. But starting off with one of the most amazing cards, King Piccolo, the New Ruler. 15k double strike. If your leader card is red, this card gets plus 5k, and your opponent can't activate blocker skills in response to this card. Why this card is insane right here. If you have a red unison card in play with 3 or more markers on it, play this card from your hand, and you can't play copy of this card for the turn. At the end of the turn, send this card to its owner's warp. This thing is amazing. You're almost always going to have 3 markers on your unison. We only play 2 of them. I thought about upping them to 3, but honestly, I never really had problems finding him or getting to him somehow. But him with other cards. The next card in particular we're going to talk about, he becomes a beast for you. You can apply so much pressure with this deck so quickly. So now into our 1 and only 4 drop in this deck. King Piccolo, Time to Fight. This is what's going to evolve onto your 1 drops. Because you evolve for 1. And when a card evolves in this card, add up to 1 red Namekian or Demon Clan card with an energy cost of 4 or less, other than copies of this card, or 1 red Unison card with a specified cost of 2 from your deck to your hand, then shuffle your deck. When this card is played or attacked, choose up to 1 red Demon Clan card in your battle area, and it gets plus 20k power for the turn. This card is gross. It's amazing. I can't say how many times just evolving has helped me find the Unison if I didn't have one already, or maybe they killed off my Unison. Now I have another one, and now I can quickly play the Unison and play this guy as well. The fact that it gives plus 20k to any Demon Clan makes all your other Demon Clan out here amazing. So if you can evolve this guy and you already have Tambourine out, you have the other effects, now you have a 40k dual attacker on the board. That's insane. That's just so much pressure. Now, for the last battle card in the deck, and the true king of the deck, our 6-drop, King Piccolo, Evil Dictator. We play 3 of him. Again, I have a 4th in the side deck, but we'll get into that as well. And he has Deflect, Double Strike, Dual Attack. When this card is removed from your battle area by a skill or card, play up to 1 red face-up Piccolo Jr. card with an energy cost of 4 or less. Thus the 2-drop, but like I said, I didn't have much luck with that in my build. But his activate main, pay 1. If you lead your card as a red King Piccolo card and you choose any number of red Demon Clan cards in your battle area whose total power adds up to 40k or more, place them in their owner's drop here, play this card from your hand. So back to our 4-drop here. You pump Tambourine up to make him the 40k, awesome. You can sack him off, play this guy for free. Or for 1, I'm sorry. I'm confused with the 3-drop. So you play him for 1. And depending on how your turn goes, maybe you got the Unison out. You've also already played this 3-drop that's 20k double strike. Now you got a 25k double strike dual attack. 40. It's a great deck. I can't explain enough how much fun I've been having with this deck. And where it goes is how quickly it goes off is also what makes it amazing. So let's get into a huge workhorse of this deck. Our Unison card. And that is Piccolo Jr., Descendant of the King. We got 4 of them, obviously. His auto, when your opponent activates a counter skill, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with 1500 power or less and KO it. His +1, draw a card. Like I said, you pay him for 2, instantly +1. You got a Unison with 3 markers. Now that 3-drop is active as quickly as turn 2. That's what makes this deck insane. Activate main, -2. Choose 1 of your red battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less. Gonna probably be one of your Demon Clans. Choose all your opponent's battle cards with power less than or equal to the chosen card and KO them. This card gains Rejuvenate. Once per turn, remove 2 markers from this card for the turn. So, let's just get into another aspect why this is amazing. You have your Unison out in play. You play your 4-drop King Piccolo. You pump Tambourine up to 40k. You -2 on this guy. You choose Tambourine. Your opponent's board of 40k. 40ks or less is now gone. You don't lose the Tambourine. I also made that mistake. I didn't read the card properly. Key thing in this game, guys. A couple times, but you don't lose him. Very next, and then right after that, you follow up by sacking Tambourine to play your 6-drop. This deck is just so much fun when you learn it. It takes a minute. Before we get into the extra cards, we have one last battle card. And that is our SS4 Bardark fighting against Fate. Overwhelm dual attack 25k. Just, again, insane dual attack pressure. And it's just a great card, great finisher. Now we're getting to the extra cards. First extra card of the deck is Attack of the Demon Clan. We play 4. This goes back to my point, depending on your matchups. This might be why you don't spend 1 energy to play King Piccolo turn 1. For what this card does. If your lead card is a red King Piccolo card, place 1 red Demon Clan card with energy cost of 3 or less from your deck in your life face up, combo with 1 red face up Demon Clan card in your life, then shuffle your deck. This just lets you find the Demon Clan guys quicker and earlier and gets one of them out there early on. It's perfect for drum if you don't have drums already in your life or in your hand. It just helps you establish the board state quicker. Our next extra card is Wolffang Fist, and we run 3 of the Wolffang Fist. If your leader card is mono red, choose up to 1 of the attacking battle cards or leader cards, ignoring Baron. It gets minus 15k for the battle. If you have a red unison card in play, you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand without paying its energy cost. This card is really good. It helps you a lot because it doesn't have any requirements on how many markers have to be on unison. It's one of the things I love about this card for this deck. I only run it at 3 because I don't feel like you need it more than that. You could even run it at less. There were times it became useless in my hand. Depending on the matchups and what you're playing against. Someone comes in strong with a unison, that card becomes useless for you, but it's still a great card to have. You might not want to run it at 3. That's up to you. Now for our final extra card, obviously Violent Rays. We run at 3. If your lead card is red, negate the attack. You may choose 1 card in your hand, discard. If you do choose 1, your opponent can attack with battle cards with 20k power or more for the turn, or your opponent can attack with unison cards with 20k power or more for the turn. Great card. Keeps, if you don't get drums out quick enough, or let's say you don't have the unison and Wolffang's Fist, amazing card. Mainly helps you the most against things like red Broly or dark Broly. Broly is a pain in the ass. Oops, language. But that is the card that helps you against those matchups. Run it at 3. There are definitely certain matchups where it's useless. Vegex, perfect example of where that card does not help you at all. And where I think about, we're getting to the sideboard, but I think about putting different negates in the sideboard just for certain matchups. So our current sideboard is one more of the 6-drop King Piccolo. I haven't seen a reason to ever put a 4th one in, but it was just a safety feature. 2 Furthering Destruction Champa. Depending on what I do in this deck, I would definitely try to run these in the deck mainly if I could, just for the unison, or someone like Tambourine, because it would make him gross as a finisher instead of something else. And then our spicy attack, not really, is 4 of the 1-drop Shoe. If your leader card is red, play this card, and if the battle card being played has 5k power or less, it's placed in the drop area. Great card for against red Broly. Great card against some other decks too. Mecha Frieza. And then our last card, just because I do like this card, is SS3 Son Goku, Man on the Mission. Another Ohm option. Critical double strike. Single strike. So let's go over how I've been doing with this deck. At my locals, I had 2 second place finishes against some great opponents. First, my most current one, my first matchup was against Johnny Teo, El Topo Loco. He was playing Gotenks, Green Gotenks. We lost that one, 2-1, but it was a great match. It was a hard matchup. King Piccolo definitely has trouble against certain things. The Gotenks was not a bad matchup, just didn't see certain things. I didn't see Violent Rays when I needed them, and it was a little tough. My second match was then against George Voto of El Topo Loco, and he was playing the Yellow Gohan that plays the vanilla cards and all the Icaruses. I'm not going to say Higher Dragon because it's Icarus. That was a good matchup. We had a lot of fun in that match. I came out of that one, if I remember correctly, 2-0. And then my last matchup was against Phil. Shout out to Phil. He was playing Red Broly. That was a hard match. And I got lucky because I won the first match, lost the second match, and then in the third match, he didn't realize that when I awaken, I get to gain a life, so he went all in with a double striker and dumped his hand, and that was his mistake. And that's how I won the Red Broly match. The deck is a lot of fun. It does have some problems against... let's see if I can try to get the whole deck in here for you. It does have some problems, like I said, against aggro. Vegex destroys it. So definitely things to look out for. I definitely think it's a deck people should be definitely looking into. One card that some people may ask me why I don't run a secret rare. I just haven't seen much of a need for it yet. But if I was, I'd be running Supreme Kai time. She's just amazing. She would definitely help against things like Mecha Frieza and some other big board issues. She probably would have helped me in the Gotenks matchup. But I don't think if you're on the idea of like a budget meta deck, I think this deck is pretty solid. Other than things like the Violent Rays and the draft box cards, but you could definitely get away without the Violent Rays. Like I said, card I thought about adding to the sideboard is I'd probably add After Images or Topos for different negate power. Because going into, like I said, a Vegex match, Violent Rays, other than the one negate, becomes a dead card because everything they're playing is below 20. But that's what we got here for our King Piccolo deck. Tell me what you think in the comments. You got any excuse me, any suggestions or ideas? I'm always open to them. Hope you guys have a great Valentine's Day. I hope you enjoyed the little themed video with a red deck, and we'll see you in the next one, guys.